Paul and Katlyn, we take delight in sharing today's very special occasion with you. Many people believe that entering into marriage is the final step in a relationship. The way they see it, a couple meets, falls in love, decides they want to go through life together, and then they take the final step, tying the knot. But the final step in a couple's relationship isn't marriage. It only marks the beginning of a grand adventure that will be long and fruitful for each couple. You've shared the joys, blessings, and yes, the challenges of married life over the past year. And this day is your wish to reaffirm your commitment to working together to make your marriage grow and blossom in the years to come. May this ceremony, renewing the vows you took to become husband and wife, remind you that despite stresses inevitable in every life, your love, respect, trust, and understanding of each other will continue to increase your contentment and heighten your joy in living.
I'm Brianna. If you don't know me, I'm Katlyn's baby sister. And let me preface this by saying, if Katlyn and I weren't sisters, and we have said this our whole life, we would not be friends. So, but then growing up high school, I feel like we got a lot closer. And then she, of course, went off to Penn State. And the phone calls, it was a lot at first. And then it was a couple days, you wouldn't hear from Katlyn. But then she would always just bring up this guy, Paul. Paul this, Paul that. It's just her friend. It's just her friend, Paul. But Mom and I would gossip in the kitchen and be like, Paul's not her friend. Paul is, we'll figure out who Paul is. And then come October, Paul's her boyfriend.
So where to begin with Paul? You probably all know how intelligent he is, but what you may not know is he's also very funny, protective, caring, and even wise. But we only had one pair of boxing gloves that one day. Paul was so worried about me hurting my hands that he let me have the gloves and he took the oven mitts. Well, needless to say, I ended up with a very bloody nose and a very angry mother. And although we didn't play a ton of sports together, we did play many other games, and Paul's favorite were board games. Games only he knew how to play and win. That was until Katlyn came along. We are all so grateful for Katlyn because Paul has met his match.
You're around too.
Thanks.
Hi.
Looks great.
Thank you.
That looks good. Katlyn, wow, what a ride this past year has been. Getting married, buying a house, adopting the best puppy, and soon having a baby. I couldn't imagine going through life with a better partner by my side. When we first made our vows a year ago, I promised a few things. I promised to always give you the last bite and to not form a blockade in Parcheesi, among other silly things. This year, along with the promises from my first year, I promised to always keep the Brita pitcher full, always take Coda on her daily walks, and try to stop stealing your towels. I love it. You're my best friend, and I'm so excited to find out what joys the next year brings us.
Paul. A few years ago, we had a conversation about marriage and our future plans. You said you didn't want to get married until we were 30. And here we are celebrating our second wedding at 28. Just a simple example of how these last few years have not gone as planned, but still so many great things have happened. It is unique that we get to stand here after only 1 year of marriage and assess how the year went. I plan to continue working on other promises like patience, understanding, and reminding you that you are not perfect for many more years to come. These last few months of watching you grow into the loving, overprotective dog dad that you have become makes me so excited for our future. I'm so excited to enjoy these last few months as a family of 3 and cannot wait for the amazing things to happen to our little family.
Paul and Katlyn, today you have renewed the promises and vows you made to each other on your wedding day. It is with pleasure that I conclude the ceremony of renewing the vows of marriage that joined you and binds you as husband and wife. Please celebrate this renewal of vows with a kiss.
There's never anything reserved about these two wonderful people. What you see is what you get. So Paul, thank you for being my favorite brother and my closest winger. And Katlyn, I'm happy to have you as a second sister. Even though you've been a part of our family for about 10 years now, I want to officially say you're still welcome.
With Coda, I've seen the best parents you guys are. She's such a lucky girl. And then to have this little baby that's gonna come, I can't wait to see all you guys are gonna do.
So now I'd like everyone to please raise a glass and join me in wishing Paul and Katlyn a lifetime of love and hoping that they have a happily ever after.